see what happens.
One side note is that one of the Ghost Academies actually just exploded, and then he started making one there just right now. I don't know if he lost a nuke in that one or not. Either way, it is going to delay the nuke count. The army for PainUser is just getting out of control here. And again, I think you were saying it's hard for Protoss to deal with these large air units, so it's really going to be up to Halu here to make something happen. There's 3 battlecruisers on the left side about to engage some stalkers down here, and they are going to be pushed back though, as these stalkers are too well numbered, and they were actually able to kill one as well. But so far, just looking at units lost, I would definitely say that PainUser is in good shape because he has lost a lot less units in the cost-wise. And then also, like you said, he did take the top left side, although look at all these Void Rays. They do counter battlecruisers quite well. They do a lot of damage, especially the longer they shoot on. That is kind of their whole purpose here. And oh, he switched. He was about to kill one and then switched to the full health blend. But either way, he looks like he's going to have enough, but no, he is going to run away. But a lot of Void Rays, and expect to see more Void Rays in the near future in this game.
Yeah, that was a little surprising. I thought that Halu's Void Rays might have been able to kill out that BC fleet. There was like 6 or 7 to only 2. But keep in mind that ever since the Void Ray changed, they actually take a lot longer to ramp up to that 3rd level of damage with no in-between. So it's still the same amount of time, but there is no intermediate level of damage. And so basically Halu switched right when his power-up began, and he switched targets. So that was a bit of a mismanagement on his part, losing quite a few Void Rays, and a major battle going on here. Blink just getting researched in time as the Stalkers get out of there, but the high temps go down. And looking at the upgrades are now 1-2 for the Terran and 1-1-3 for the Protoss. So Protoss at a little bit higher advantage, but now the BC's coming in. Storm not going to be enough to deal with this huge army. Yamato cannon being used on the photon cannons, and I don't know what the Protoss player can do to deal with these battlecruisers. He might be able to mop up the ground fleet, but the BCs are going to be able to mop up everything else. And PainUser at a huge advantage right now. He's going to be able to take down yet another mining expansion. As look at the income right now, Protoss is still largely ahead, but these battlecruisers are going to take out this Nexus as PainUser grabs the 3 o'clock.
And there is going to be a nuke on the left side. I don't know if we're at the same time. I sure hope so, though, because there is going to be a nuke at this expansion. That is a lot of probes that are about to get killed. Alright, I guess the radius on the nuke wasn't that devastating, but it did kill a couple of probes there on that left side, so he is really punishing this poor user. I think he even has the word, he almost has the word Punisher in his name, but it is PainUser. That's kind of close, but either way, this Ghost is pissed, and actually he's going to get sliced in half here by these Zealots, but it's really going to be up to Halu right now. Like you said, he's been losing expansions left and right, and dealing with battlecruisers is what he's got to figure out how to do, and I was hyping up all of these Void Rays, but I don't see any more on the way as the 3 Stargates are not blinking. And then once again, just units lost. Halu has just been getting slapped in the face all over the place. And so PainUser definitely in a comfortable position. He's used pretty much every unit and every high tier unit there is. So pretty exciting here. And the income, yeah, our Terran player is definitely owning in income. So definitely it is up to Protoss now to make something happen.
Yeah, the Terran player, after killing off this expansion down in the bottom right-hand corner, has started to leap ahead of the Protoss in terms of income per minute. And keep in mind, the only available mining node on the map is this bottom right-hand corner, so we might very well see both players duke it out later on. One other thing I want to say is that the Terran player making great use of what units he has, repairing those expensive battlecruisers even though they were so close to dying. Another BC coming in here at the 9 o'clock using a Yamato on a cannon, and I think that this expansion could very well go down to a single battlecruiser unless there's some kind of a response from Halu here, and a major force, all the force of the Terran player actually going to group up with that battlecruiser as well. All the probes forced to evacuate, and we might very well see the probe line get decimated as they try to escape for their lives here.
Several probes are definitely getting taken out here by the Marauders. Each shot will slow down a probe, and he looks like he's just going to stem up and run into the main. There are a lot of vulnerable tech buildings right here at this expansion, and the battlecruisers are also attacking the main, but at the same time, there's a huge push on the right side. I don't think they're going to be doing one of their base races here. I think he's actually going to fall back to try and defend this, but the damage may be too great before he can actually get back here. He has a long way to run, and these units are not moving fast enough.
Yeah, and even though the Protoss player did attack this 3 o'clock, I think this was a critical mistake, because looking at the income tab right now, he is extremely low, just sub around 500-600, so I don't know if the Protoss player is going to be able to refund all of his units and continue to rebuild and deal with this huge double-pronged attack. Battlecruisers in the main, killing the production facilities, some infantry right outside the expansion as well, forcing Halu to split up his forces, but he split it up very nicely using Void Rays where they're most effective against the battlecruisers, Yamatoing some of the Void Rays, and then Halu actually somehow is able to ward off this massive battle and actually feedbacks that last battlecruiser just to take it out.
wow, he did kill virtually every single battlecruiser. I can only find one on the map. And so there's 4 total, but he was able to kill the ones that were attacking him, and so he does have a pretty scary army. And with so few battlecruisers now, the Zealots could do a lot of damage. An important thing to note is those Void Rays, which there's only 3 left, I believe, do not have the attack upgrade, while the battlecruisers are doing pretty healthy on their own upgrades. But Halu does have a pretty good army here. He needs to make something happen, though, because you're mentioning the income, and he is really going to fall behind unless he can secure his own expansion once again. He hasn't even remade that Nexus at the high yield, and his probe count has definitely been cut in half, a little bit more, and so he needs to make something happen. Apparently, he's warping in a pylon. He's trying to take the right side high yield. Probably not a bad choice, considering he needs to get himself back in this game, and it looks like, though, he's going to try and put some pressure on. We're going to have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at how much mining is going on right now. Halu at 1 full base mining, and that is it. Terran player at around 1.5, I would say. So Terran player still at the advantage right now. I don't think Halu pushing up this top right side is really a wise choice, simply because there isn't really that much going on here besides the ghost silos. And look at that, we just saw a nuke getting launched, trying to frantically find it. It is down at the bottom right hand corner. All the probes going to evacuate the area, so not too much casualties are going to be taken here, except for the fact that Halu is going to lose some mining time, but he's going to get his probes back to work after the nuclear devastation occurs. And Halu here, I just don't think he should be pushing up this right side. I think he should be securing the left side. The reason I say that is because he's getting a Nexus there, and if he's going to get a Nexus there, then he better get the majority of his forces over there to defend it should an attack occur.
Yeah, if you guys were watching that nuke, which I'm sure you were, that was the world's stupidest probe as it just waited for that nuke. He was trying to gobble it up, but of course that never is going to end well. But I don't know. I think Halu has to do something because the battlecruiser count is basically back to where it was a couple of minutes ago, and this poor pylon doesn't stand a chance against this army. It's just right now, Halu does have really good ground control. He can clean up those marauders, I would say, no problem. The million-dollar question now is how is he going to deal with the battlecruisers? We're going to see right now in this pretty big battle who is going to win. The stalker count being a lot higher than I remember it being, and the Void Rays are going to be softening up these battlecruisers as much as possible, but the Obata cannons are going all over the place. But like I said, he can clean up that ground army, even utilizing Blink here to kill these retreating battlecruisers, and so he actually came out pretty far ahead there. I think he could safely secure that expansion and possibly get himself back into a very comfortable position.
Yeah, and I don't know if you caught this, but actually we saw the High Templars using feedback on the battlecruisers. That accomplishes 2 things. As we've seen so far in this game, it denies the battlecruisers the ability to use Yamato, and it does a ton of damage as well. And now, actually, PainUser in a lot of trouble. I'm surprised. I thought this battlecruiser fleet was near invincible, but somehow Halu is going to be able to take it out. But now reinforcing Marauders coming in. A lot of Marauders actually from these almost 5 or 6 racks is going to be able to push away the Terran army. Just a huge battle over this ledge, and now Halu going to be forced to push back.
There is not a single battlecruiser left on this map. There is only 4 stalkers, and all the Void Rays just got taken out as well. So now both players are just walking around like they don't have legs because they basically just lost everything. And so I think it's going to go back into a macro phase where they're trying to make the few units that they can off of what income they have remaining. But, I mean, look, the high yield is going up on the right side for Halu, so he, like we were saying, it's up to him to make something happen in this game, and I think we just witnessed that happening. With the 3 attack, 2 shields, and 2 armor upgrade, this Protoss army is going to get very scary, very fast, and no more Void Rays on the way. But I don't think his opponent can continue producing as many battlecruisers as he would like, although he does have 2 just now finishing, and a nuke is on the way. So we could possibly see another nuke, a ghost kind of sneaking around on the left side. So very possible nuke here in the near future on this high yield. I've lost count on how many nukes we've seen.
I think this might be the 5th or 6th nuke already. Is Halu going to see this? Yes, he does see it going down. I mean, it's not that difficult at this point in the game since you've only got about 1 or 2 mining expos. So I'm not sure how effective these nukes really are besides denying some mining time. But look at this. The probe's going to start to go back to work. I would assume, yeah, the probe's going back to work. But perhaps after PainUser softened up that Nexus, is going to move in with his Marauders, stim them up, and try to go for a quick snipe on the Nexus. Let's see what happens here. Is Pain going to take out this Nexus? Yes, he is. I don't see any response from Halu. So Halu loses yet another mineable expansion.
Yeah, Halu definitely on vacation here with all of his units just kind of chilling out. I don't know what happened. Maybe he went to the refrigerator to get a drink because of the length of this game, but he did indeed lose that left side expansion. And the income tab, the Terran player is apparently way ahead. I didn't realize he'd be at double. but that is because the probes did evacuate safely. They're going to get a free couple of Viking kills here with that on those Stalkers, but the fully upgraded Stalkers, almost fully upgraded, they are very strong.